Welcome to Culture Screen, where we analyze culture. In this episode, we are summarizing the 10th episode from Season 4 of the Sopranos series titled The Strong Silent Type. The episode first aired on November 17th, 2002. In the beginning, Christopher casually sits on Adriana's cherished little puppy, Cosette, after shooting up heroin, and ends up killing it by mistake. Adriana is devastated by the loss, and during the next meeting she has with Agent Sanseverino, the agent advises Adriana to consider placing Christopher in a rehabilitation program as the effects of his drug abuse are becoming clear to everyone around him. Adriana knows that since her and Chris's wedding is fast approaching, she grows hesitant to offer rehab as a solution to his addiction. Back at the Bada Bing, Tony is playing pool with a group of the guys while discussing Ralph Cifaretto's sudden disappearance. Tony stays true to his plan of keeping Ralph's murder and disposal a complete secret. Tony, however, is surprised to find the painting of him and Pyomai when Chris shows up with a package he has for him. As a result of Tony's emotional outburst and desire to have the picture destroyed, the other guys begin to wonder and question what really happened to Ralph. Albert Baris is seen having dinner with Silvio and Patsy. Albert expresses that Tony most likely killed Ralph because of what happened to the horse Ralph owned. Albert also adds that despite Ralph's bad reputation, a boss cannot be allowed or expected to act in such a way. Patsy says that if the allegation were true, Silvio would be the one to take out Tony, but we see Silvio is not convinced of the idea. In another scene, Furio finally returns from his trip to Italy. He has made up his mind to refrain from getting closer to Carmela because he understands if he did, he would be putting all of their lives in danger. When he returns from Italy, he brings gifts and presents them to Carmela. Then he heads back to the car to wait for Tony rather than going inside her house. Furio also begins to sob in the car as Carmela unwraps the gifts provided by Furio. Here, she finds a book for Meadow and a small ornament for AJ, but she finds nothing for herself. When Carmela pays him a visit at his house in an effort to get closer to him, here Furio apologizes to Carmela for not bringing a gift for her and instead gives her a container of balsamic vinegar straight off of his kitchen counter. As we catch up with Christopher, we see Christopher's heroin addiction continues to worsen. Chris even skips a scheduled money pickup he had scheduled with Paulie and Silvio. He chooses to use his time stumbling around a dangerous neighborhood in search of a drug fix. Drug dealers in the neighborhood end up beating him up and taking his car, and he ends up having to get a junkie friend to get him back home. When Adriana sees him, she is shocked by his condition and presents Christopher with a pamphlet for a rehabilitation program. This enrages Christopher and he punches Adriana and rushes out of the apartment. Adriana heads over to the Soprano residence to confide in Tony and Carmela. Adriana tells them about Chris's problem. Adriana begs Tony not to hurt Christopher, but instead to find a way of helping him. Tony ends up consulting this matter with Uncle Junior, who states that heroin use will inevitably turn Christopher into a dangerous threat for the family, and that because of this, he must be taken out. Tony disagrees with Uncle Junior's assessment and instead agrees to conduct the intervention with the family. Remember, I am summarizing the entire series, so subscribe and click on the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. I will be reviewing other TV shows and movies as well, so let me know what you would like me to summarize in the future in the comments section below. Doing these two things helps my channel out tremendously. I thank you for your support. Also, follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. When Tony meets up with Johnny Sack again, he learns that Johnny knows about the HUD business scam he conducted with Ralph Cifaretto and ends up demanding a piece of their earnings for his New York City family. When Tony refuses to do so, Johnny issues an unclear warning to Tony. Tony convenes a sit-down with his crew and takes advantage of the occasion to concoct a tale about Ralph's sudden disappearance. Given Johnny's open dislike for Ralph, Tony argues that it was Johnny who most likely took out Ralph because of not kicking up to the Lupertazzi family after making money on the HUD scam. Tony adds that Ralph most likely was taken out when things became heated between him and Johnny. At the moment, the narrative appeases Tony's men, despite the fact that now it implies they must now step up to New York and take revenge for Ralph's death. This scene shows us just how dangerous Paulie has become for Tony and the DeMeo crew. In another scene, we see the intervention for Chris begins. When Christopher steps into the room, the situation quickly gets out of hand. Dominic, the mediator, makes an effort to keep things amicable and without bias, but Christopher's mob friends show little emotion and brutally criticize Christopher, which sparks an escalating chain of disputes. After learning of Chris accidentally sitting on Cosette, Adriana's puppy, and causing the dog to die, Tony threatens Christopher after hearing about the puppy's death, which is a poor act, especially considering what has recently happened to Ralph. During a dispute, Christopher insults his own mother, and the entire room turns on him and begins to beat him. Later on in the hospital, Tony tells Christopher that if it would have been anyone else who violated the law of their family by using drugs, they would have been taken out immediately. Christopher is brought to a long-term recovery facility afterward. Tony bumps into Svetlana, who is a cousin of Irina's, Tony's ex-guma, when he goes to visit Junior. Svetlana offers Tony vodka, and the two seem to get close to one another over their drinks. Tony compliments Svetlana on her stoic approach of accepting life as it is, rather than looking for sympathy and assistance. Tony admires Svetlana's ability to be the strong, silent type. Svetlana attributes the search for sympathy and support to the flawed American culture of dependence. Svetlana also displays respect for Tony. She and Tony sleep together shortly after. Tony starts flirting with her and remarks on how similar her appearance is to Greta Garbo. Later on, Tony asks Svetlana whether they should get together more frequently. Svetlana tells Tony that their recent interaction was really just a one-time fling. This makes Tony upset, especially because he enjoys feeling in charge of all interactions he has with women. But before Tony can discuss this further with Svetlana, they are spotted by Junior's caretaker, Branka, and Tony is forced to leave quickly. In another scene, we see Tony and Pyomai's painting is saved by Paulie, as little Paulie and Benny attempt to burn it down. Paulie then wants the painting to be painted over and have Tony transformed into a French revolutionary general. He has the artwork repaired and puts it in his house. One evening, Tony is home alone and reheats a dinner that Carmela put in the fridge, while Furio is tenderly putting together his own meal. Paulie is seen to be disturbed by Tony's eyes, which he feels are staring at him from the picture as he enjoys his TV dinner. That was episode number 49, titled The Strong Silent Type. To watch the next or previous episode summary, click on the link in the description or at the end of this video. If you enjoyed this summary, consider clicking like. It goes a long way toward helping me grow this channel. Also, consider supporting us on Patreon. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. See you on the next one.
Chrissy, we're down here waiting for the TVs.
We upload new videos every week, so subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Click the notification bell to be notified of when we upload these videos. See you on the next episode of Culture Screen.